Now let's move from boosters to borders, specifically the bloody border between Yemen and Saudi Arabia. A chilling new report has been released today. It's by the Human Rights Watch. Now, this report details the horrors experienced by asylum seekers. It talks about Saudi border guards and how they brutally murder unarmed Ethiopian refugees, how they use artillery shells on groups of migrants or shoot them at point-blank range. And I repeat, most of the victims are unarmed. They're fleeing war. Remember, Ethiopia saw a bloody war in Tigray for 2 years, and now there's violence in the Amhara region. So a lot of Ethiopians are fleeing conflict. Many are smuggled to the Yemen-Saudi border by human traffickers. They're exploited at every turn, only to be tortured or murdered by Saudi border security.
It would undoubtedly constitute a crime against humanity.
መከራንም የሚዘሩ ይህንን ያጭዳሉ። እግዚአብሔር እስትንፋስ ይተፋሉ፣ በቁጣውም መንፈስ ያርቃሉ።
With breaking news, a 2-mile evacuation order has been issued after a fire at the Marathon Petroleum in Garyville sent plumes of black smoke into the sky.
I want to get back to WDSU investigative reporter Cassie Sherm, who's out there on the scene. She painted a big picture for us of what she was seeing out there, what she was smelling.
Anytime that there's any kind of evacuation, people are nervous, or a fire like this, and especially with how large this plume is. And I do want to remind everyone again, what firefighters are saying is 5 miles west to this plant, you're asked to be sheltering in place, even if you're not within that 2-mile mandatory evacuation, just because of the chemicals that are currently in the air. And you guys can see the plume is just going west, and it's actually, I mean, it looks kind of like a cloud.
One final little check over her shoulder. She cannot believe she's going to be crowned. She leads by a big margin too. The gap at 42 kilometers. Sweeping left-hand turn. The crowds roar her on. The banner's held aloft. The second half has been lightning quick, considering the temperature has climbed now to some 24 seconds as she negotiates this long world champion in a few seconds time. And considering how quickly they've run, I think very close to 30 degrees centigrade. Ethiopia square. 300 meters to run then through this second half. She's in fabulous shape. For Shankule to retain gold for Ethiopia. The silver medal for last year's champion, Gebrselassie, is in all time is the fastest in the world this year in Budapest. And it's about medals. These are forever, these medals. And to get odds on this, you would have made so much money this morning. But it's not about money. They're holding the finish banner for this marvelous Ethiopia. Will retain gold in the women's marathon in Budapest 2023. Sebastian Coe to the left, only her 3rd marathon. And it's going to be, funnily enough, almost identical to her 2/3 from Fatima Ezara Gardadi at the age of 31. In Amane Barise Shankule, the 3rd quickest athlete in time. An athlete. She is world champion. Shankule of Ethiopia.
Looks like she absolutely cannot believe it. And here is Lorna Salpeter, managed to also overtake
from Gardadi. And boy, did she finish fast, Sonia O'Sullivan.
She finished strong, and she
of Morocco. Who could have predicted this? If you had tried a stout defense of her title, just fell 1 place short. And Gardadi
coming in here now in 5th place. She looks like she's really struggling just to stay on her feet and get to the flag. They had to concentrate so much to get around there without falling down. And even Yahula, as she's
officially 2:25.17 in Budapest. Miraculous running so far. 2:25.03, 2:25.07, an unofficial champion in her time, a fabulous racer, but undone by the temperatures here today.
And relieved to be home.
Yeah, Yahuwah has been a great...
This last bit, when they hit the carpet, it looked like, you know, they felt like we're home, but they all look Yahuwah on the way in. And these athletes, they look like this has been really hard work.
Champion from last year. All three of her marathons prior to today have been under 2:20. Just makes it across the line. Yalamzaf Yahuwah, the London.
You just can't control it anymore, and it's just a concentration to get across the finish line.
See, by the 24-year-old. She was only 24 3 weeks back.
Finish line, and this is like I'm sure they're just feeling these jelly legs.